Colorado is set to become an island of access to abortion if the Supreme Court overturns Roe v. Wade as expected, surrounded by states that are expected to restrict abortion like Nebraska and Kansas, states that would ban it outright, Texas, Wyoming, Oklahoma, Arizona, Utah, the Dakotas, and in the case of New Mexico, not protect access to abortion. Our Marshall Zellinger explains how Coloradans may be asked to vote on abortion rights again.
For decades, groups like COBALT, which supports a woman's right to choose, have been on defense against ballot issues seeking to restrict abortion access in Colorado. Colorado voters have rejected ballot issues to restrict abortion access 6 times since 1998, the most recent saying no to Proposition 115 in 2020.
In 2020, more people defeated that ballot measure, no on 115, and voted with us than they voted for either Joe Biden or John Hickenlooper. So we outperform candidates by party.
Now, COBALT President Karen Middleton is ready to switch to offense.
We've been defeating bad ballot measures almost every election cycle. And so the idea of taking the time to plan a proactive ballot measure didn't seem possible.
COBALT is working on a ballot issue for 2024, when more voters are paying attention because it's a presidential election year.
Women in Colorado will be able to choose.
That ballot issue would take what the governor signed this year, protecting a woman's right to choose an abortion, and move it from state statute to the state constitution. Why? State statutes can be changed by a conservative legislature and conservative governor. It takes voters to change the state constitution. A February poll by Democratic polling firm Global Strategy Group, along with super liberal group Progress Now Colorado, found 2-to-1 support of a state constitutional amendment protecting a woman's right to choose.
I don't think you should be surprised by this, but not because I'm a Democratic pollster, but because this is pretty consistent with what we've been seeing in Colorado for years.
The poll by Andrew BAUMANN is also broken down by political affiliation, showing unaffiliateds supportive of women's reproductive rights, and even support from not very conservative Republicans.
Every office up and down the ballot, from governor to Senate to Congress, rushing to criticize the law that Democrats passed here to guarantee a woman's right to choose. And they're really putting themselves out of touch, not only with unaffiliateds here, but with half of their own party.
Despite voters rejecting abortion restrictions 6 times, there could be another effort in November. Signatures are being collected to get an issue on the 2022 ballot that would ban murder of a child prior to, during, or after birth.
We'll know later this summer if that ballot issue qualifies. There have been only 2 ballot issues regarding abortion that have ever passed in Colorado. 1984 prohibited public funding of abortions. That passed by about 10,000 people, and a repeal of that failed in 1988. Another repeal attempt could be coming by COBALT for that issue in 2024. And in 1998, Kyle, the Parental Notification Act passed, which just requires that parents of minors be notified at least 48 hours before the abortion, but it doesn't allow the parent to prevent the abortion from happening.
You get the sense that even though Coloradans at the ballot time and time again have reaffirmed support for abortion rights, that supporters aren't going to take anything for granted if there's ways that they can put extra protections in the law if the federal scaffolding falls away.
Right, as long as Colorado stays blue, what happened this year with the governor is probably good enough. But my question to COBALT, which kind of is answered by this poll that we showed in the story, is just because voters have overwhelmingly said no to the restriction questions, does that mean it's automatically going to flip and they'll say yes to your questions? We've never really had that, and we'll find out in 2024.
Haven't seen it posed in that way. All right, Marshall, thank you.